However, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Speaker, there is now a substantive chair of the Committee of Agriculture, and I thought maybe the leader should have directed that to the relevant committee. And I'm also sure he is well aware that the statistics given for 2021 from the Ministry of Agriculture, that the projections are also true. These are accurate figures, and the projection for the expected harvest this year is close to 30 million bags. And the Honorable Kosing, coming from the North Rift and being a good partaker of ugali, knows that our normal average consumption per year of maize is in the region of 40 to 45 million bags. So there already be a shortage, but let me relay this to the ministry to be able to provide an answer. But more profoundly, Honorable Speaker, I just want to beg again that we hasten the review of our standing orders, because it is also not in order for myself to be pretending to be answering these questions or the chairs. We just be relaying messages that are coming from the executive to allow members of the executive to come and address those matters before the House. But with those few remarks, Honorable Speaker, I think there are good issues of concern, but I thought there are issues that we could also have addressed during the adjournment motion. But also, the Honorable Kosing is smiling mischievously because he knows the answers. He knows with a shortage of over 10 million bags, unless farmers, and Honorable Speaker, allow me to take this opportunity to speak to our farmers, because our farmers, yes, Honorable Speaker,
Junet,
our farmers, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Junet, what's out of order?
Mr. Speaker, thank you for indulging me. Mr. Speaker, is it in order for the majority leader to behave in a manner that like he's answering the question on behalf of the executive when he's supposed to go and fetch for answers from the executive? Mr. Speaker, stick to your role. You refuse to be a minister on your own volition. Stick to your role.
Honorable Speaker, first, I do not know whether Junet had any powers to appoint anybody as a cabinet minister. And I don't know whether he was the one appointing me as a cabinet minister to purport that I refuse to be a cabinet minister. I believe if I desired and His Excellency the President found me befitting, he would have engaged me. But the coalition you belong to, Honorable Junet, had no opportunity to appoint anybody to any position of a cabinet secretary. And Honorable Speaker, I was not pretending to be answering. I was just speaking to facts. And those facts are within the public domain, that we project to harvest close to 30 million bags this year, and our normal consumption is about 40 million bags. So there will definitely be a shortage of maize. However, and Honorable Speaker, that's the point at which Honorable Junet interrupted me, because he's averse to the truth and facts. He thrives in propaganda, innuendos, and such like things. But facts of the matter, Honorable Speaker, are that with the anticipated shortage, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Junet, what is...
Mr. Speaker, you know, this is a house of records, Mr. Speaker. When you insinuate or when you say that I thrive on propaganda, and when, Mr. Speaker, this man used to be a very good man before he became the majority leader. Now power has gotten into his head. Mr. Speaker, we need to take him to rehabilitation in this this session that we are, this recess, this long recess, and I'm traveling with him. I'll tell him what to do. Please, Chairman, you're a good man, Bana. These small jobs that we are given, we have gone through this. So please, don't say that I thrive on propaganda. There is no propaganda. I was just telling you that go and get the answer from the Minister for Agriculture. Why, or the Minister for Industry, why he's importing 10 million bags of GMO. And they're saying even the ship has docked. That's what today the newspapers were saying. Whether it is true or false, we don't know. Those are the information. Go and fetch for us. You're just a messenger. Stick to your job. Yeah.
Finish up, majority. Just tell us when you want to bring.
Honorable Speaker, you know, when I said the Honorable Junet thrives in propaganda, he's now quoting newspapers. That it's only him who seems to have read those newspapers. I read his tweet yesterday speaking to matters that are already before a committee of this House where he sits in. And those tweets, Honorable Speaker, and I think is something that we also may need to address ourselves to. You cannot be tweeting on matters that are before committees of the House contrary to Standing Order 86. And he was is a member of that committee and never attends committee
Majority,
sittings.
there is a point of order from the Honorable Ferdinand. Give him the mic.
Mr. Speaker, I just want to make a correction that the figures that the leader of the majority is coming up with are falsy. I come from the North Rift. What there is that we estimated, and in fact, Mr. Speaker, there are farmers who have refused to sell maize for the previous season. If you add up this, we are talking about 38 million bags. So the figures that the leader is coming up with, I want just to correct him in good faith that I'm not correct. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. And now that is advice now, Honorable Speaker, that the House can take, because the Honorable Ferdinand Wanyonyi not only represents farmers, but he's also a maize farmer. And he's speaking facts. And it's only that probably he didn't get, I said the estimated harvest for this year is about 30 million bags. But I was also saying I take this opportunity to speak to our farmers. And that is where now we converge with Honorable Wanyonyi, that indeed there are farmers who are holding maize. And some farmers are actually holding maize. And that's why I wanted to speak to our farmers to allow the forces of demand and supply to prevail. Because what will happen if farmers continue holding maize, then you may force importation to check in, and then the market is flooded with maize, and the prices will come down. So I just want to plead to farmers, even as we seek answers from the ministry, because this is not something that I even need the ministry to answer, Honorable Junet. I am a student of economics, and I know the forces of demand and supply. If farmers continue holding maize, and as they wait for prices to go up, if government then decides there is no supply of maize and imports, the prices will come down. So it's only fair to advise our farmers, those who are holding maize from the last harvest and those who are harvesting now, to release that maize to the market